So in last session, what we discussed is like how to create a portal account and how to create Azure SQL Server. Uh, Okay, so like what is a SQL Server Azure connectivity architecture? So and whatever we learn, those points we need to mention in your resume. Then only like the main attention, my like main objective of this like workshop will get success. Okay, whatever we learn, just for like we don't mention those points in your resume. So like it is like waste of yours and ours time as well. Okay, so if you add those points, it will add some weightage to your resume. That is what I want to convey. Here we will see that like, okay, so now I'm having two servers. Okay, like first we will see the connectivity checker. So if you go to the Google, okay, type here Azure SQL Database Connectivity Checker. So this checker was written by the Microsoft people, which is named with the Victor. This guy is very famous, and even though he don't respond your messages that much of busy he is having. Only when we raise the like tickets like with the product team, then only he will get respond. Okay, so here, for example, from where I am trying to connect to the SQL server, but I am unable to connect. So there could be n number of reasons that I am unable to connect. So that we don't know. So what this connectivity checker will do here is it will check, identify those errors, and it will give some recommendations. Okay, so based on that recommendations we have to follow. If we are not allow, I mean, if what are the recommendations? Okay, what are the recommendations it is going to give? Okay, but I am unable to find those, but I am unable to understand those logs and everything. But don't worry, if you raise a ticket to the product team, even though they will ask you to collect the logs. So when we are not good at troubleshooting things, or like we have to engage with the Microsoft people, they will come to picture. Even though they will help you to how to collect this. If we give those logs to them, okay, so they will I mean to say like they will analyze those record, and they will I mean they will give one suitable solution for you. Okay, so now I will show you how to analyze how to run this. Okay, so first of all, this connectivity checker is from PowerShell. At the time of when I was working in Microsoft, for what Mindtree, there was only for Windows user. Later on, it was developed by the for Linux. It was developed by the like Kubernetes container environment as well. So as of now, like I am going to connect, like I'm just copied that PowerShell, which is for Windows. I just pasted here, and okay. Now where I need to here I need to give the server name test demo. What is that now? 08, right? Yeah, test demo 08. Test demo 08. So here I have mentioned that's my server name, and I have to mention if any database is there that you want are unable to connect, then you can mention the database name and username. If you with the default, it will go with the dummy logins. Okay, so now right now I'm going with the simple. In your case, if you have any specific databases, you have to function like this demo 06, whatever database name it is. As of now, I will leave it to leave, it will go with the master if you don't mention anything. Okay, username and password also, it will just check connectivity. Either if you have a password, username and password, you will able to connect, right? This main purpose is to check the connectivity. So I have just copied this and opened the PowerShell. uh, yes, PowerShell, run as administrator mode. Click yes, paste it here. Sorry, yeah, press enter. Now you see that what it is doing. I will remove this one. Now it is checking all the adapters. Okay, it is checking the DNS as well, and it is testing the US gate, used US gateway where our server was installed. For one of the gateway, it got TCP text active. That means if there are now n number of gateways, right? So for specific regions, we have now number of gateways. So it is checking to each and every gateway. So if we are unable to, if the TCP test got failure, then we might allow our routers, or we need to contact our network administrators either to allow these IPs to get connected to the Azure SQL database. We'll see. Yeah.
Hi, Arsha.
Hi.
Arsha, so whenever we are unable to connect, then we can run this
Yes.
PowerShell script, and
y-
that output we can provide to the Microsoft team,
Yes.
right?
No. See, if now, if you see here,
Mhm.
for example, I am on a, it is using dummy connection.
Right.
Okay, so dummy connection, what it is telling that you are not enabled. If you try, if you want to connect to the SQL server, it is
Okay.
asking me that okay, this IP is not allowed in your SQL server. Okay, so basically, if I don't know anything about SQL Server, but I'm trying to connect, but it is not allowing me. If I run this, here it will provide some hints. If you are unable to identify those errors and everything, you can, you can send those emails to the people. They will analyze and they will provide some suggestions. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Got it.
see, it will open the log files and everything in the temp area. Are you able to see? Now, what you want to do here, you just copy these files and you have to send, you need to zip it all. Okay, you need to send this file to the those people. Okay, you know, right? We can raise a ticket, n number of tickets for to the for 2200 for a single month. Okay, now I will show you that full log file here. Now what I am doing here, I can I identify this error. Why? Because my public IP is not enabled in the test demo 08. Because of this reason I am unable to connect. So this is how you need to identify the errors. Okay, so even though you raise a ticket, first of all, only thing is we need to know how to run this PowerShell. Okay, that is the one thing. And if you are unable to identify those logs, you can work with the Microsoft people. Okay, so that is what like Azure connectivity say checker. Now after this, what we learn here is what we learn something, right? What we can have to mention this here is now troubleshooting, troubleshooting connectivity issues using Azure connectivity checker. This point you need to say. They will ask you what is mean by connectivity checker in the interview. Yeah, uh, it's a PowerShell script where we need to mention like our SQL server name, database name. So from where we are facing issues, it will analyze, it will go through some checks and it will identify the problems issues. So based on that, we have to take action. This is how you need to say. This point you have to mention in your resume. I will, no problem. I will send this in a day-to-day email. Okay. So this is how you need to develop your resume. Okay, now we will go through that like a portal. Now this is the server. how come I know this is server or database and everything? Whenever you go to the any Azure product, here you will see that with, respective server, it since it is server, it will be noted as a SQL server. If you go with the databases, I will go to the SQL server 09. Okay, databases. Now it is a database. So this is how you came to know, okay, I am in database, I am in server, I am in like the Azure function app. This is how you have to come. Now I will go through the 09 only. So right now we will, as of now, we will explore this portal for today, and we will show. I will show you how to enable customer TDE. What is, we will discuss on those things. Okay. So this is server. So here you are going to create the database. So if you click on that, so like that what is it? You have to mention database name, you have to select service tier, right, we have CPU, we have DTU, vCore based purchasing model. Select the service tier, select the backup redundancy. Okay, go to the networking. If you want to add that IP, you can you can add our IP here as well. Come to security. It's a Microsoft depender for SQL. It just like provide vulnerability assessment scans and advanced threat protections for your SQL server. But if you go with that, you are going to be charged. So as of now, I don't recommend. Okay, like Microsoft is like how it could be work means it will show the one product, and it around its product it develop a number of products, so that everybody will get into the get surrounded into that loop only. Okay, if you want to configure ledger is like highly very depth subject. That's the reason we are not I'm not going to cover. And why? Because most of the companies will not use this as of now. Why? Because that usage of is very less than 1%. Okay, what does it mean? We will understand. Okay, once you enable this ledger for any table, for like it will create one history table, so that whenever you done modifications and everything, it will record those modifications as well, like in the like. So nobody, even though if you try to tamper the data. So for example, I will tell you one thing. I have entered into a bank, okay, in the so on so 8 a.m., but I want to change it as a 8 p.m. So if you want to tamper like that, it will not allow if you enable the ledger. That is what it means. Okay. Server identity means, for example, some scenarios will be there where I don't want to enter the user password of the SQL server due to some restrictions. I don't want to expose my password. So that's the reason SQL server came with the identity, one concept called SQL server identity. Once we enable that identity, so it will give one username and username. Using that username, we are unable we can able to access our resources. Okay, so TDE, as of now, TDE is only for server level. For now, as a like is a TDB, they have introduced a new feature. They have TDE is now supported at database level in the beta stage is there. Okay. Now come to additional setting. I have forgot. Always unencrypted. What does it mean? Always unencrypted means, sorry, always unencrypted. Uh, for example, I want to protect the data. I know that from, if you for example, this system is, my laptop is trusted. If I log into my servers using from this from this machine, then only I'm able to data then only I'm able to view my data. If I am trying to view from other system, okay, I'm unable to view the data. I just will see that xxx marks into the table data. So it is like more trusted. Okay, so hide means nobody will I mean theft your laptop, right? Even though they theft laptop, you cannot I mean they cannot use your names. So that's how for that see we are they are going to give one key. Using that key, if we imported that in our root master certificates, then only we are able to data. So this is very high level concept. Okay. as it's very difficult, and who are dealing with very sensitive data, they only when it's only 0.001% only. Okay, so this is like database backup. This is default collision. Okay, the default, what is mean CP1? Can anyone explain me? Okay, CP1 is English, case insensitive, action sensitive. Okay, this is the default collision. We are unable to, we cannot change any to any other collision. This is the default, like we can call it as a limitation. Okay, next, tags, or you can click on review and create. Okay, so this is how we can create a new elastic pool. We will discuss later. Okay, this I have already show you Synapse Analytics. For example, I am having a backpack in my storage account and I want to import it into SQL Server. You can import it here. Okay, see, select the backup store and you can do that. So as of now, we will show you that option how we can import that. So for example, I have created this SQL Server using SA account, right? Using the username of password Arsha, but I forgot it. So if you want to reset it, you can reset it here. So if my SQL Server is having in the place of resource group, if you want to move to the another resource group, you can move, or you can move to another subscription as well. Like what, I will show you one scenario. I have developed like this SQL Server and everything is working fine. Now customer is asking, Harsha, everything is good, right? Why don't you move this SQL Server to another production subscription? Okay, you can create one more SQL Server in the test if you want. So in that scenario, we can move this subscription to another subscription as well, or resource group as well. Okay, now this blade has been completed. Now we will activity log. Come to activity log. When whatever we do on the database level on this object, using the portal, all will this will get recorded, means in the portal only, not in the, if you deleted the table inside the database, it will won't show you here. Okay, so whatever we do, like if we change the databases, if we create the databases, it will all everything will show you. Okay, so it's all in the time span. See, now update SQL Server 16 hours ago, I have on the February 4, I have updated this SQL Server. Okay, now if I come to access control, if what is it means I have created SQL Server, whom I need to give the access, what kind of permissions that I can use using the portal only. This IAM access is only for portal, not for to use to get connected in SQL Server. If I click access here, I am the service administrator. I am having full access in the subscription. If you want, your friend also is working and junior fellow came into organization as a DBA. If you want to assign any permission to those persons, okay, you have to click role assignment. Now we have option called contributor or owner.
Asha, can I go back one step?
Yeah, sure.
Activity log, is there any costing for company if you are using the activity log?
No, no, activity log is free. It's a portal. It's portal level. It's a portal feature.
Okay.
Okay. So we don't like we it won't record and everything. It will just write one line record. Okay.
Okay.
It's a free. Okay. So if you role assignment, now you can read it. Yeah. Now so here you can see, if you give with the SQL DB contributor, you can manage SQL Server databases but not access to them. I mean, he can create the databases. So if you manage security, if you want to manage security kinds of roles, you can do that. See, everything will have here. Okay. Uh, now recently RBK roles got changed. Okay. For example, one more junior guy is there. You don't know how much technical expertise he is having. For safety reason, he want to go through our environment, and yeah, I don't want to change I don't want to make him any change. Okay, for that reason you can assign for reader. Press next and select the members. Okay, like so whatever I'm just giving that, I don't want to select that user, and you just go to the recreate it, so that he can log in into the portal and he can only view the changes and he cannot do anything. Okay, so this is how what access management in the interview they will ask you how one more junior person is there, and you want to assign him roles, how you can do that means you can say using access IAM, access control, we can give the respective role what we are expecting to give. This is how you need to say. So tags, you can, you know that how, what is the tags? Quick start.
Hello, Harsha.
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, how many roles are there like that? On premise, we have some roles,
No,
right?
no,
Database.
no, no, that quite is that different and this different. This is for portal level.
Okay.
Okay, we meanwhile we have a contributor, subscription owner, but recently they have renamed everything. Okay, so if you go check with that, if you want to explore more, you just go to that learn viewer here.
Hmm.
Yeah. So here we have so many roles, right? Reader, access, delete, everything. Not only for SQL Server, we have different like
Oh,
everything. For what are, how many resource, how many
the whole portal.
yes.
Okay.
For arc is there, for everything it will be
Oh,
legible here. Okay.
understood. Understood.
Yeah. Now kickstart means if you are learning, if you are very new to the SQL Server, you just go to the Microsoft documents and everything. It will be, I mean, if you have go to the browsing details and you can go through that. It's just like links. Okay, apart from that there is nothing in this tab. Okay, now click on diagnostics and solve problems. So, for example, before, if we get a fever, directly we cannot go to the doctor, right? For example, if I got a fever, what I will do directly, I cannot go to the doctor, right? I will have a Dolo tablet, okay, for one day. Even though for after one day also I'm unable to control that, so then I will go to the doctor, right? The same case. Okay, the same case, if I am having any issues related to the connectivity, troubleshooting, I am unable to drop or create the databases. Here I will go to the troubleshoot option. Okay, so now what is that? So it is asking me, okay, I am unable to create database. Next, so it is asking me the time, apply, run diagnostics. So, as just I to explore you, I just provide some random information which is not right. I have not yet created anything. So it will provide some hints that might be helpful, that might not be helpful. Okay, so it will be nobody will use that until unless who knows how to run these diagnostics and everything. Okay, so if you run these diagnostics, it will show you that, okay, Arsha, go and check these areas, go and check these areas. If those steps are not helpful, so we are having here support center, support and troubleshooting. We need to raise the ticket. I will show you this as well. Okay, so you just know, explore this area. Okay, so when whatever the common issues, here you see common issues, we just go to that and we give to provide select the respective issues, and we have to give the time zone when you are facing the issues and run the troubleshooter. It will give some information. So like Microsoft Azure Active Directory, previously it is called it as, now it has changed as a Microsoft Enterprise ID. Okay, for example, what Microsoft it is Microsoft Internet. Whenever you create a portal, Azure portal, it will create one separate Azure Active Directory for you. So I will let you know one thing. So all our they will ask you, okay, Asha, I'm having 10 persons, okay, 10 persons who are using the SQL server, how you are going to make as a all of them as a set admin. If I go through the set admin here, I'm able to make only one person, right? So here once it is done here, okay, once it is done, there is no option here. So for that reason, we are having Azure Active Directory. We need to go to the Azure Active Directory where we need to create a like a group. How we used to create like in Azure in on-prem Windows. That is how you need to create the group here. Come to Azure Active Directory. Yep, this is thing. Here we have having groups, right? Here you need to create a new group. Security, like group name, Harsha users, anything. Providing access to SQL Server admin. Now, no owners. Now you need to select whom you need to give and you need to create the group. Once you created that group, directly you can come here and you can set here and you can provide that group access is as a sysadmin. This is how you need to provide to some number of people who want sysadmin access on Microsoft SQL Server. Okay. Now come to SQL database. Whatever databases that we have created on SQL Server, it will list here. So this is demo database. This status is online. Basic tier is pricing tier is basic. Now elastic pool, as of now there is no elastic pool. I will show you what I will explain tomorrow what is elastic pool, how do we need to determine elastic pool, how to add the database into elastic pool, how to remove the elastic pools. I will show you everything tomorrow. We see every concept. Now if you come to DTU quota, you know that right, for every SQL server we have some certain limitation. What is that limitation is, like 5 DTUs. Okay, something like 5,000 like 54,000 DTUs. As of now I am using 10 DTUs. Okay, uh, okay, now why 10 I am using I will say. Okay, so as of now I am using 10. If you exhausted with 54,000 DTUs, you are no more create SQL server databases in this server. Either you have to create another more one more SQL server and you have to use from there, or otherwise you can use 540 vcodes. This is the maximum limitation. They will ask you in the interview how many logical databases that can create in the SQL Azure SQL server, that you can say 54,000 DTU or 540 540 vcodes. So these all up to whichever which comes first. Okay, or combination of both. I mean to say, like I'm using one database with 10 vcores. It means 1 vcore is equal to 100 DTUs, right? So 1 into 10,000. I mean I means I'm using already 1,000 DTUs. Here it comes that then we are having only 53 DTUs, 53,000 DTUs. Now coming to properties is just like it will provide you one over whatever we see in the overview, it will show here as well. Our subscription, free trial, resource ID, it will show that thing one day. Come to log. Now what log means, in the portal, if I want to delete anything, okay, if I want to delete anything, it will not allow you to delete. For example, I have created this environment. If someone in the portal, someone in the Azure Active Directory will deleted the resource group. If they deleted the resource group, entire SQL server in its databases will also get deleted. So to protect that kind of accident, using the portal, Microsoft has given this option to give this and everything. Okay, I will show you this. Click add, delete. name anything, unable to delete. Okay, done. So I have just logged the this SQL server. Now if I go to the overview page, yeah, I just want to cross check here. Logs. Hey, where did this went? I just created, right? Yeah, I just created notes and everything. Yeah, log is there, log is there. Okay, yeah, I just forgot to refresh it. So that's the reason I got, I will delete one thing. Anything is enough. Now I'm going to overview page. If I delete here, what is that? Type the server name. I just copy it and paste it here. See, what is that error? Failed to delete the server name. It is saying that clearly. I am unable to perform delete operation because following scopes are locked. So this is how you need to protect your SQL Server from accidental deletes using portal. This might be the interview question. Okay, you just we don't we can like we cannot mention that I have just logged our SQL Server using portal. It's just like customer client will ask you, Harsha, I want to protect, even though if I delete the resource group, this should not get deleted. So at that time, this is the one option what we are having. Yeah, we will talk about this in short. Okay, deleted data, whatever databases that I have deleted. Now, so for example, if I delete this database, I will tell you my experience here. One of my one customer dropped an email, raised a ticket for us saying that uh, I have deleted the database like on January 28. Okay, but I am being charged for I mean for extra 7 days as well. So I don't want to pay that bill. Why? Because I have deleted on 28 as well. But I need to pay for 50,000 rupees for that. I don't want to pay. This is the customer issue. So what the customer has done here is customer has upgraded customer is having the database in standard premium tier, okay, and with higher DTUs like 200 DTUs. Okay, whenever you drop the database, it will show you, it will be there for 7 days. Okay, you got my point, right? So I will tell you, I'm showing one paint here. I have like this is my portal. If you delete if you delete this database, okay, it will be there, it will be there for 7 days in the deleted backup pane. Okay, so even though you are not using or anything, you have to pay for 7 days. There is no other alternative. Even though you don't like it or don't like it, you have to pay. That is a Microsoft business strategy. Okay, so now if you want to do that, I am having 100 GB every day. I am charging 5,000 rupees. Okay, just assume like that. If I want to pay for 7 days, 5 into 7, 35,000 unnecessarily. Even though if you are not using and you need to pay 35,000 rupees, how it could be look like? So it is very bad, right? Even though you are not using, you are playing. So in that reason, what we need to do here is first we need to decrease to the basic service tier. Okay, so this is like 40 GB or 100 GB database. How can you upgrade? How can you downgrade the to the database to the basic service tier? Then you have to delete the truncate the high table data and bring the database size to the 2 GB. 2 GB and then migrated to the downgrade the database to the basic and then you delete. So even though it will be there, it will cost for 350 450 rupees. Okay, now you tell me, paying 35,000 is better or 450 rupees is better? Hello? Yeah, 450 is
450 is
better.
better.
So that's how. Not only when you are dropping any database, you have to check LTR, other backups as well. Whenever I used to go to that topic, I will explain that. You have to check each and everything. Okay, even though you deleted, one of my customer raised is, he deleted everything in the subscription, but he is still getting bill every month. Do you know, right, how it could be? So every time he used to pay like $300, $400, but he don't have anything, any objects in the SQL server because LTR. I will let you know that one as well. This is the elastic pools we will discuss. We will already discussed, right? Deleted databases, whatever the databases you deleted, it will be visible here, and using this pen you can again restore. Sometimes what will happen, right? So some client will tell you, like, Harsha, why don't you drop this database? We have almost finished all use cases for this database. You just deleted that, we don't require that. You see, whenever client asks us, we are how to able to do that, right? So he will say no, backup is written, no man, not required, you just do that. Okay, now what he will do, he will ask you, and after 1 hour, 1 or 2 days, he will, hey Harsha, I forgot man, you just I just asked you to delete that, will you have you dropped it yet? You said yeah, obviously yes. Okay, now man, no man, I just want to do that. How, I don't know how you are able to do, but I need this date. Very in emergency, I need very. So every time it will be like that only. So if it is 7 days, you can restore it from using this pane. If more than 7 days, even Microsoft also cannot do anything. You just say sorry. Yeah, tell me, someone want to speak? No? Yeah. Now, failover groups, we are going to configure export import history. If we are importing the SQL Server backpack, so that how much, when we started, what is the completion status, when it got completed, everything it will show here. Come to networking. This is the networking part. As of now, we have a public access. We can have the private access if we have private endpoint. Coming to connectivity, okay, we have connection policy. If you want to change the connection policy, by default, generally we have default connection policy. Whenever we are trying to connect from non-Azure resources, it will use proxy. From Azure, it will use a redirect. Okay, so this is the clients which are using T-SQL 1.2, so they are able to connect. If you enable 1 point which is low end version, so all the SQL servers who are having like 1.2 1.1, they are able to connect. For example, if I am having 1.1, so it means we are having all compatibility level for all level applications, for all applications, but you have to sacrifice your security. So if your application supports 1.2 encryption, then it's always better to have a latest encryption. Okay, so that is what encryption is. So we already discussed this one. Okay, transparent TDE encryption, I will show you what exactly. So, for example, I will talk you 2008. In order to protect our backups, so there is a two persons. One is person name is A, one more person name is B. So SQL, they both are administrators. SQL Server, what A job is, he will do the backups and he will place in the some D drive or E drive. What the B person do, he will take those backup copies and he will restore the data in his home machine or home laptop. Okay, so if you restore that kind of that, where is the security that we have for backups? So for that reason, we in 2008 we have a password. Okay, using that password, we can able to recover, we can able to restore. Without password there is no that. So Microsoft from 2012 onwards, they have removed this concept, putting a password, and they have come with a new feature called TDE. What TDE stands for? Transparent database encryption. Okay, this will encrypt your databases with keys. Okay, even though the person B will copy your databases, to his home machine. So if he don't have an access to certificates or like CMKs and everything, so he cannot do anything. So even though he have a files of BAK files, but he cannot do anything. So that kind of one layer of production, it will be there for SQL Server. Coming to Azure, you know that our databases will always been there in data center. Since it is a Microsoft and it's a very big company, and it will don't do that kind of activities like seeing your data, what kind of data it will taking backup, and it will not do like that. This is only one trust what we are having, right? So some persons will like it and some persons will don't like it, that trust. Okay, so who have the don't by default Microsoft will manage this encryption. Okay, whoever wants to have their BAK file, for example, somebody hacked that Microsoft data center and he is having our BAK files in the backend, but without this service master key provided by the Microsoft, he cannot do anything. But um, but Microsoft want, if you want, if Microsoft wants, it can do that. Okay, but I don't want to do allow Microsoft to do like that. Then we can go with the customer managed key. I will show you. This is the identity, what we have discussed in the data while creating the database auditing. Now coming to auditing, uh, we have an auditing in SQL Server, right? The same way we are also having auditing, and not in like in the SQL Server. It has a separate service. See, if you want to enable this auditing, what Microsoft wants to do, it wants to you to create one storage account. For storage account, we have to pay the bill. So if you enable auditing on the server level, you just enable server SQL auditing here. That's it. Okay, it will use the list three options, because audit log destination, audit log analytics, event hub. So these are different levels of services. Our job is if you want to so if somebody asks you, Harsha, you just enable the auditing, and let me know the auditing files where we can see the information. If we have that kind of requirement, storage option is very best. It's well because it will be available in plain text format. Okay, coming to log analytics, if you enable the log analytics, analytics administrator will able to view the data of this auditing files. We need to take help from that. Why? Because to read the data of log analytics, we required Custo language. This is the Custo. Where is that? You require this language. Okay, storm events, whatever we did, whatever it will record every table, it's have some files. Okay, so we need to identify those files and we need to write like this. Our SQL server only will very hard to how can we learn this Custo language, right? So I just telling that Custo language is to read the query log analytics data, we required Custo language. Okay, this is like very similar to SQL in horizontal way, but it's quite different. Here we have dedicated tables. That's a key difference. And it's the same thing, event hub will it's a like dedicated pan. Okay, where we can see all the like to monitor and everything, we can do that. But as of now, I will recommend go to the storage only. if you enable if you enable on the server level, it will enable for each and every databases. So now if we have any 10 databases, 10 database activity will get will get recorded, and it will cost huge money for you. So for on which databases you required, you just enable on those databases and database level itself, not on the SQL server. Coming to automatic tuning, now in the interview they will ask you what is mean by automatic tuning, what it will do, is it good to enable automatic tuning. What if if we created an index, it will is that SQL server will delete those index. This kind of we might get in the interview for on automatic tuning questions. Here, if you enable automatic tuning in the server level, it will don't come to the by default all will Azure defaults will get for SQL server and for Azure database as well. If you want to enable if you want to change anything, you can change in here. Okay, now what it will do, for example, it will analyze the traffic for 90 days. Okay, and it will create the index. Okay, we have a 90 days statistics, right? So if the query is not behaving well with the index what is it is created, and previous in plan what we are having in the query store, that index is performing is very well, then it will force that plan. If the index is not being used for so many days, it will drop the index. What it will do, the automatic tuning will will drop the indexes whatever it created by itself, not by us. If we create any index, it will don't touch that. Okay, so what is mean automatic tuning means force in, it will create index, it will drop index, it will force plan. So that is what you need to say. You just check on just apply. I don't want to do that as of now. Recommendations. So if you have any like tuning history, like any changes that are impacting to the databases, it will recommend some actions to perform you. If you are able to like that, you can go to that. Otherwise, it's not required. So if you enable some in the SQL server, some even though it is not related to us, it will they have integrated some like third party, not mean I mean to say same from Microsoft, but related to the another people like Power BI, log analytics, like Event Hub, those kind of I'm calling it as third party, especially keeping in that we are a DBS. So if you enable the log analytics, all the data will be visible here. Task, in my entire experience, nobody has used this kind of, okay, what it will do here is it will it will show you what is our monthly bill cost. It will send one email. For that only again it is going to charge. We just select that. Again you need to create one more encryption connections and everything. For again for this we have to build that. So that's the reason I don't want to do that. So, for example, if we are deleting this database, but we want to secure the options and everything, so if do you have that kind of requirement, you can export this template. Like if you want to create from that Terraform, okay, so that kind of coding level you are having, you can use this code. Okay, for example, I want to raise a ticket to the Microsoft team that I am unable to delete the database. I am unable to enable some options. You just click here. You describe unable to drop database. So if you want to create a certificate, you just cut the ticket. So now our issue is related what? Subscription management technical. It is technical, right? So SQL database test demo 06. I am unable to drop. Before contacting Microsoft, the portal will show you some options. But this is not. I will show you that the previous done diagnostics. So the same way, but return back. I don't want to go through that. Just run. Now it is saying that. See, if you pay $29, our support. Oh, okay, sorry, man. Yeah, in the basic billing and subscription is online free. Okay, so for example, we got $200, right? After completing 1 month, we can raise the free ticket to the billing team, subscription team, saying that I didn't use that free money for service for period of 1 month. So within 1 month only, I have exhausted with all this money. Please enable one more month for me. So if you add some kindness into that, so as a goodwill, support engineer will only have the right. They can give directly to the $200 for next 1 month only. Okay. Okay. Now this is, if you go with the developer options, okay, you need to pay for $29. What is the dollar cost for today? Can anyone help me with that? 29,
83, 83 something.
83, right? So I will go with the 83. Means 2400 rupees. At the time of I was thinking to, it's like 2200 only. Now, if you pay 2400 rupees, you can get CRTC ticket. CRTC ticket means whenever you raise a ticket within 8 hours, they are going to give the reply. How they are going to give the reply? I will show you. So this is how they used to give like that. Now this one. So this is the plain first initial email. So hello Rajesh, thank you for contacting Microsoft Venkat. So I have drawing. So this is how they will email you. Okay, if the email is not good and you are unable to write, you can schedule a call to Microsoft people. They will come and they will join. Okay, they will provide a solution for you. Okay, why? Because this their business. If you are facing any issues, so that what you will do for it's a SQL server and that to pass solution. Okay, everything controlled by Microsoft itself. We don't have an access. We are only having issue. Only thing is we can use it. If we are unable to use the existing features, then we can go for Microsoft solutions. Once it is resolved, once it is resolved, they will you drop and like final summary email. So this is the issue definition. Unable to update backup redundancy from Geo to local PowerShell. This is the information how we used to do like this. Okay, configuration therefore got exist. It won't accept. What a config to change is still in progress until request. Okay, so now it won't accept this. This is the thing they have done. They have provided a solution like this. So we need to work that. This is all the solutions. Okay, like in this case we are having CPU 100% continuously. What they have done is they have seen one query hash with this, which is consuming very high. So they have provided some auto index, check the fragmentation, updated statistics. They have recommended all these option. So then when you may he mentioned that, okay, customer has mentioned that they have resolved the by creating a missing index. Now the database is performing is very good. Since the customer is given confirmation, okay, so we are able to resolve. They are going to close this case. So what I will do here is, at the end of our workshop, I will export this. Okay, I will export in the form of PST like this, so that you just go through that file, options, export, you just go that, and you just import, select this option, you just select that folder, browse and provide next, next, finish, so that this folder will get exported, so that you can analyze, okay, how the issues are coming, how they are dealing, how we need to work, how we need to work with Microsoft people. So everything it will be there, so it will provide some hint, right? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So now if you go with the developer, you need to pay $29. If it is 100, so it will almost everything like near to 8,000. This is 1,000 mean it is 1 lakh. So within 2 hours they will provide the they will raise the ticket. See, for now, I don't have any objection to pay $29, even though if I want to learn new Azure app, new Azure features from like Azure Function App, Azure Storage, which is not in my scope. Sometimes what will happen, right? We will face a blockage. Okay, like because we don't have a knowledge on other support, other products like storage, like Azure Key Vault and everything, right? So due to this reason, we might fall some blockage. Look, whenever we got a blockage, we will do some research, and if the research is not good, we will okay, leave it. We don't like it, this Azure SQL database. So we will come into into that category. That's reason Microsoft will mention this as a in cheap price. Everybody will affordable this price, right? Developer, okay, you need to select that plan, and you need to write the ticket, and they will, how I showed you, right? So this is how you Microsoft people will come and will help you. Why? Because if you are unable to create the database, I'm literally saying one small example. So you can do from the SSMS as well. Okay, but that's not the case, right? I want to create from portal itself, then you can contact. We can try n number of options, and those options are not helpful for us, not recommended for very long time, then contact Microsoft. Okay, export, yeah, we now, as of now, we have explored this option. Okay, tomorrow we are going to see what is elastic pool, how to enable customer managed key. Okay, like we will see. Actually, I have just prepared one document here. Can we discuss those? Hello?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Uh, thank you. Whenever whenever we are dealing that, we should know what are our product limitations, what not it, what are the default features, that everything we should know, so that when our customer or client asks something, we are able to answer those questions. We are in a situation that we can able to answer. Okay. Sorry, this one is very. Hmm. So if we go with the Azure database general limitations, we don't have Windows authentication. Okay. For example, if you I already showed you in the last time, if you want to switch to the database from use statement, so it will get we cannot use database name for go. If we are in the master, and if you want to go to the another database called demo, we cannot do that. Using SSMS only, we have to go that. We have like this thing, right? Yeah. So database diagrams are not available. No point in time restore using SSMS. But using portal, we are having. So if you have any .NET language support you required, so you cannot do that. Okay. So if you want to move, I have just connected to the on-prem SQL server. Okay. If you want to move to the database to anything, you have to use this pan only. So you cannot use the database. Okay. You cannot use statement. We don't have SQL agent. Okay. In the interview they might ask you, Arsha, how you are going to automate things in SQL Server since we don't have an Azure SQL agent, sorry, SQL Server agent. So for that we have run jobs, elastic jobs. I recommend you to go with the elastic job only. Using elastic job, okay, we are able to maintain, automate some things like maintenance, statistics updates, everything we can do the using elastic job. Again, it is a price. Okay, Azure SQL database doesn't support distributed transactions. For example, your database is having, like your table is involving in two, in one table is involving in one database, one table is having in one database. You have that kind of tables and it supports distributed transactions. Those kind of environment is not supported by Azure SQL database. If you are going to create SQL server, okay, these usernames you are not, you are unable to give. Why? Because these are already reserved by Microsoft itself. Cross database queries in three parts names are not supported except tempdb and current database. For example, this is how you can support. Two part name is including schema name, database name. This is two part name, this is three part name. If I am in I am in master database right now, I am in the master name, but I am unable to query the data because I am using three part name. If I go with the two one only single part name, if I do that, I got this error. Okay, even though I am having in the master, right? Yeah, I am deleting this. Yeah, if I do that, I got this error. Okay, this is what it means. If you are in the current database, or I'm in the current database only, but I'm using three part name. In that case only, the queries will get executed. Otherwise, it will not get supported. Cross database unit trustworthy. We have an option called database trustworthy, so you cannot change that. Executive login command is not there. So Microsoft is asking that instead of using this command, you are going to use this command. So no .bak files. So we are having .bak files, and we want to upgrade to we want to move those files to the like those kind of features are like anything, it is not supported. No lock shipping, no mirroring, no always ons are supported except transaction replication with push subscriber. It means we can configure Azure SQL database as a push subscriber only, not for like anything uh, like another, what is that language, right? Like publisher,
Full subscription,
ah,
publisher and the distributor.
distributor, yeah. Thank you, man. Okay, we cannot use like a publisher, or we cannot use it like a distributor. We can use as a only subscriber, and that to push only, not pull as well. So no database snapshots. Okay, we cannot add extra NDF and LDF files. If you want to do that, you just upgrade to the next level. So linked servers, in the interview they might ask you that, Harsha, can we configure linked server for Azure SQL database? You said no. For you can add Azure, if this is on-prem SQL server, right? For on-prem SQL server, we can configure as a linked servers. I will show you that. I will show you that how we can configure. We can configure Azure SQL database as linked server for on-prem SQL server, but vice versa is not possible. For example, like you have connected to the SQL server, okay, and you want to configure on-prem SQL server or any other Azure SQL database as a linked server, then it is not possible. Okay, for that we have cross database queries. I will show you that one as well. Okay, no specific time zone. Okay, whatever the time zone that is being there for Azure SQL database, that time zone only. No DB email, no trace flags, no only primary file group. Okay, we cannot add secondary file groups and everything. Only full recovery model. In the interview, they will ask you that what is the recovery model that's supported by Azure SQL database. It is only full recovery model. And one more question what they ask is what is the recovery model, what is the snapshot isolation level for SQL. So whenever I will tell you one thing, in the interview they will ask you what is the isolation level for SQL server. They will ask you these generic questions. Now,
Read committed.
yeah, read committed, but you need to precise. May I know is it on-prem SQL server, may I know is it Azure SQL database. You need to precise it. From on-prem SQL server it is read committed. For Azure SQL and managed instance it is a read committed snapshot isolation level. This is the answer. If you I think you have created that the SQL server, right? Azure SQL databases, right? You can try DBCC user options. If you go through that, see we are this is on-prem SQL server. If you do the same thing for I will show you I like networking 08. Tester 008 only, right? Oh, shit. Mhm. Now see, this is the read committed snapshot isolation level. So in the interview, they will ask you, or otherwise, if you are sometimes somebody will like feel like that if I ask something question, they might think in different way. Somebody, some interviewers who are giving the interview, they might think that way. So that in that case, you can directly from on-prem SQL server, we have read committed for PaaS services like managed instance and for like Azure SQL database, we have read committed snapshot isolation level. This is how you need to answer for the interview question. Okay, coming to this thing, um, like SQL Server backups. Okay, for Azure SQL databases, backups will be created and maintained and retained by the Azure itself. For every whenever you create a database, immediately it will take one full backup. Why? Full backup is the base for everything, right? Without taking full backup we cannot take log and differential. That's the reason whenever you create a database, within fraction of seconds or within 10 minutes it will take a full backup. Okay, after that every week it is going to take a full backup every 12 or 24 hours. What does it mean by every 12 hour? Is it take 12 or is it take 24? It is our option. Microsoft given an option to configure either it's for 12 hours or 24 hours. Okay, it's our choice. Okay, transaction replication approximately for every 10 minutes. What is mean by approximately here? Can anybody explain me? Approximately means what? Is it like 5 minutes or is it like okay? Approximately means here what means what here is my database is having huge number of DML operations. Huge number of DML operations. What will happen if we have huge number of DML operations? The log file will get increased. That's the reason whenever your database activities is very high, it will take even 5 minutes as well. That is the internal architecture. So until unless you work with the this kind of issues, you don't run. Otherwise, it will take for every 10 minutes. This is what approximately means. I will show you tomorrow how we can configure differential backup, how we need to configure customer managed key. We will see in the coming more sessions. Okay. So I will send the selection. I will send this. Okay, in work notes in the email. So you can go through that if you want. Otherwise, this is not my specific document. This is you can get it from in the portal as well. Okay. I'm going to stop the recording.